Every real estate agent in North America right now is dealing with one major problem, which is we wrote an offer on a house, probably over the list price with strong terms, and that listing got multiple offers and our clients lost out. And we need to build a formula to now go direct into that community, find the next seller. And I want to give you today my step-by-step process of what to do every single time to go get the next seller in the community. And then step 2, I'm going to talk to you about the negotiation strategy for you to get 6% when you find that seller and you bring your buyer and you put the deal together. 6%, baby. So let's dive in. For those of you that have been following along, Happy New Year. It is 2022 and this is the second video I've done this year, but don't worry, I'll be back at it 2 to 3 times a week. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. If you really want to be following along, make sure you go down and subscribe to my email newsletter so I can send this stuff off. This week I'm going to send a great interview I did with Malcolm Lawson plus this one. So enjoy. Let's dive in, guys. I know you need some help with this. So first and foremost is, here's what I was saying to one of my coaching clients today. Shout out to Young Lee in Chicago, where he said, hey, my team wrote 12 offers this last week and not one of them got accepted. Now, I'm going to put aside the video content of how do we prepare our buyers to be able to write stronger offers. How do you present yourself and your buyer more effectively to the listing agent so that you can win? I'm going to put that aside for a second because that's an entire another video series which I've spent a lot of time on my channel, and everybody needs to level up their game there. Let's put that aside and let's just get into the step-by-step strategy. So what I was telling to Young today was, hey Young, I said, look, if you knew a geographic territory, a neighborhood or community, and you had like your best friend in the world said to you, I want to buy a home in that community. Maybe that community is 500 homes, 1,000 homes, 10,000 homes, doesn't matter. I said, and you are 1,000% committed to getting it done, and there was no access to ever a property that would come on the MLS. No access to the MLS? Yes, what would you do? Now, he said, of course, the response, he's like, well, I'd probably go door knocking. I'd probably hire an ISA to make some phone calls for you. And I said, don't do either one of those. Not at least first. I'm like, what's the easiest first step, most comfortable first step? And he looked at me perplexed, and I said, hey, grab your cell phone. And I'm like, do you know anybody that lives in that community? A friend, a past client, an acquaintance, maybe do you know another realtor that maybe lives in the neighborhood? Do you know a vendor, a professional service? Who do you know that lives there? And then would you give them a call, send them a text, maybe send them an email and say, hey, one of my best friends, someone who is highly committed, loves the neighborhood, loves the community, and you'd ask this simple question: have you heard any rumors of someone thinking about selling their home in the neighborhood? Because I really want to help my friend buy a home there. And I said, would you do that? And he says, good idea. I said, right, step 1. And I said, so what do you think step 2 is? And I like what Young said. He said, I'd probably do a social media post also. And I said, great idea. And the script would be exactly that. Hey, right now, let's play out this script here. Hey friends, I just wrote an offer for an amazing buyer. We wrote an offer in community X, and we lost out. There was 12 offers. And so if anyone knows anyone who lives in that community and or has heard any rumors of someone thinking of selling in that community, hey, would you guys DM me? Let me know. I would be thrilled to help this amazing couple find a home inside of that community. Thank you guys. All the best. Social media. Great idea. Okay, you can do that video, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. You can write it, you can do a video. It doesn't matter, just get it done. Okay, so thanks Young for that idea. And then he also said, and I said and agreed, hey, we should maybe send an email to our database that says, hey guys, right, the same story. Now, shout out, there's I forget what I was watching, some training from a great video, and an agent is creating a buyer needs email that she sends to her database. And in the buyer needs is, hey, I've got, the Joneses who want in this area up to this price point, and they want these specifics in a property. And she creates a buyer needs email and sends that off to her database and does that on a regular basis. Wow, what a great idea. Now, the perception of your database and also the value to your buyer when you said, hey, I sent out to my database to 1,000 people what you're looking for, especially in this very difficult environment. Wow, great idea. So there we go. There's 3 steps. Past client center of influence, your phone, then we did social media, now we did email. These are easy to do and free and are just great in general for your brand. Now let's go to number 4. And I said to Young, I said, what's the next easiest thing to do? Okay. And he said, I don't know. I said, let me just tell you, expired and cancels. Now hold on everybody. Yes, if you want to. I'm lazy and I like easy. I'm lazy and I like easy. So I just pulled up in the MLS and I pulled up the specs of what my client wants. I pulled up the community and I go back many years and I just call the agent who listed the property. Now, some of you are like, oh, Patrick, no, I would call the expired homeowner. Good for you. I'm lazy and I like easy. I just called the agent. So most of you know that my wife has done a couple deals like this. She called the agent. She had the buyer. She put the deal together. I personally have done this. I sold a $1.3 million property. I had the buyer. I went in the expired cancels. I found 3 properties. One of them said, hey, Patrick, it's so funny. I just got a call from the seller. We rented the property out for 2 years. They said that they now wanted to sell. I said, can I get in there before you go on the MLS? She said, fine. We put the deal together. Wonderful. Expired cancels, call the agent. If you want to call the homeowner, good for you. If you want to write a letter to the homeowner, great idea. Okay, so there we go. There's 4 strategies right there. Now let's go on to the next. So there's another group of people where I think there's a high probability that we could probably get a listing. And I want you guys to look this up. Zillow for rent by owner. Zillow for rent by owner. Because the owner posts their phone number, and if it's for rent and it's by owner, you could call them and say, hey, by the way, right? I just wrote an offer with a buyer. This is what happened. There was 12 offers, right? I see you've got this thing for rent. I'm sure you're getting good rent right now. Would you have any thoughts of selling it? I'd love to get my client into a house in the community. That was easy. It was free. It was easy. There was a high probability. If you get one of these to list with you this next 12 months because you did it 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 times, congratulations, right? Okay, next, let's go to the next easiest, highest opportunity. Okay, and so for me, it's really the absentee owners. I've talked a lot about this. If you haven't watched any of my videos on absentee owners, the non-owner occupied, okay, big shout out to Avi Becker in Santa Barbara. He is killing it with doing this. Paul Campanero, who's one of my great friends, him and I did a video on my channel where we talked about scripting and strategy for that, so make sure you check that out, right? Avi in Santa Barbara is just listing property and killing it with the absentee owners. I'm trying to get all my clients to do it, but no one will do it. So what I said to Young today. I said, hey, there's this tool called Sly Broadcast, Ringless voice message. Why don't we use it? Okay. I'm a big fan of Property Radar, so if you guys wanted to be specific, I would go into a Property Radar or a Remind, right? Young actually had Remind with his brokerage. Go into either one of these and look up, okay, they wanted the property that they wrote an offer on was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It was this many square feet. Pull that in this community, pull that up into Remind or Property Radar. Now, if we can, with Property Radar, you can get highly accurate phone numbers, so I would pay for those with my subscription to Property Radar. And then an easiest thing to do would be to create a very simple ringless voice message that says, hey, I am a real estate agent. I just wrote an offer on your neighbor's house. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, just like probably your property in community name X. And they absolutely want to be in this neighborhood. So if you've had any consideration of selling your property, I would love to have an opportunity to introduce my buyers to your property. Give me a call. Here you go. Okay. Again, a lot of people, they always ask me the same question. Patrick, what's the script? And I always say the same thing. Tell the truth. Okay. Now, I will tell you that people who, when I go back to telling the truth, let me explain this. Actually tell the details exactly as it is. See, when marketers and salespeople do cold solicitation, what I've found is if you actually tell the truth, tell the specific details, and let them know exactly what you're trying to accomplish on behalf of a client that is not a selfish endeavor, the results are always really good. Okay, so the ringless voicemail with that scripting strategy, tell the specific details. Next is write a letter to the absentee owners who own a property specifically like the one that your clients would want to buy. So I could do a phone call, of course. You can do a ringless voicemail with Sly Broadcast, efficient, and you could write a letter and send it. Good idea. Maximize the full opportunity. Again, easy to do, low pressure, high probability. Okay, then the last thing on my list is, of course, in Property Radar or a Remind, I could pull up every owner occupied, everybody who owns a home that has that same specs that my client wrote the offer on. A 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square feet, 2-story. I could pull up all of those in my Remind or Property Radar, and I can take that letter that I wrote that says, I'm Patrick and I'm a realtor, and my clients Bob and Susie wrote an offer on your neighbor's house at 123 Banana. We wrote it at list price with incredibly favorable terms. Unfortunately, there was other buyers who got the home accepted. If you have any consideration of selling your home, I would love the opportunity to introduce you to my buyers and my buyers to you to see if there was an opportunity. Give me a call. Love to chat about this. Have an awesome day, Patrick. Oh, that letter. Okay. Take that to the office, print it up. Again, if there was a 2,000 home community and there was 50, 70 of the exact same model, or if it was like 1,000 home community, maybe there was 25. If there was a small community, maybe there was 5 or 6. Then writing and copying and doing some handwritten letters, which handwritten letters always get a significantly better open rate than a postcard and or anything that looks too kind of formal or salesy. Again, when it looks real and it sounds real and it is real and it's true and it has integrity and it's clear, it always gets a better result. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so there you go. So now we've hit that final thing, which is just everybody that's an owner occupied in the community. So, my friends, if you absolutely had to get your buyer client and find every opportunity that you can find of the next seller in the community, here is your list. This is the strategy. Call everybody you know, do a social post, do an email to your database, then expired cancels, call the agents, the for rent by owner on Zillow, then absentee owners, letters, ringless voicemail, phone calls, right? Then you pull up with Remind a Property Rater every house that has that match and send a letter. Of course you can make a phone call. Of course you can do the ringless voice message if that's something that you would choose to do. Great. Of course you can door knock. Of course. But again, are you exhausting every opportunity with the buyer that you have right now to go put the deal together? The answer is no. There's your list. Let's get to work. Next is negotiation. So I told Young, I said, look, Young, if you're going to do this training session with all of your agents right now, make sure you teach them how to negotiate. And so one of the things that we talked about was, well, what do you say? Because a great client of mine up in Toronto, right, he went and did this and put together 3 deals in one weekend, right, with a volume of about 3 million in total sales volume, 3 deals one weekend with this strategy. And he charged 6% to all 3 of the deals. 6%, 3 million. Let's see. What is that, I wonder? 3 million times 0.06. Oh, $180,000. Can we see it? Where is it? Oh, $180,000. One weekend, 3 deals. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? So, my friends, let's talk about this. What was the script? Obviously, when he's, the messaging, tell the truth, tell the story, be clear about it with the particular homeowner when they call you. Follow through with don't try and go list them, just try and get your client to get in there and move this thing forward. Okay. Obviously, there's different contracts that you guys need to be aware of, single party show, single party compensation, these types of things. Some technical nuances there. Make sure you talk to your brokers if you're uncomfortable with that, get that figured out. But let's talk about the scripting. So how much do you charge? Now, here is what my great client Adnan said up in Toronto. When the seller says, hey, this sounds great, I would be willing to sell, I'd be willing to entertain this, how much are you going to charge me? He said 6%. Now, of course, he got pushback. The guy said, absolutely not. Then Adnan said something brilliant, and this is very important. He said, look, you don't have to do the MLS, you don't have to do photos, you don't have to prepare your home, you don't have to have all the buyer showings, you don't have to have the open house. You and I are going to agree to great terms, and you are going to agree to a great price that's favorable for you. It is my client. I'm going to put the whole deal together for you guys, and I'm going to make it an amazing experience. 6%. Again, all 3 of the sellers that he talked to, when he used that one script, all of them said the same thing. Okay. Guys, it's that simple. Now, if you want to deconstruct that script, a lot of you are like, that doesn't make sense to me. It makes 1,000% sense. See, if you look at the iBuyer script, so now we're not getting as much iBuying done today as we did in 17, 18, and 19, but the iBuyer script was a hassle-free. It had the certainty. Here's the price, here's the terms, you control it. It's very straightforward. You could stay in the house. It was like hassle-free with certainty. And the iBuyers were charging on average 7 to 8%. So they're charging 7 to 8% for hassle-free, no MLS, no buyer showings, no open house, no photos, no preparing the home. Hassle-free. Certainty. terms that we will agree to, price that we will agree to. I will manage everything. I'll keep it very stress-free. It'll be the easiest deal you've ever done. Certainty. So for hassle-free and certainty, iBuyers are charging 7 to 8%. Why can't we charge 6? All right, my friends, we're at the 20-minute mark. Hope you enjoyed this session. I've got tons of great content that I'm going to share with you guys for the rest of 2022. I'm really focused on, next I'm going to be doing what to do on TikTok to how to generate listing appointments, what to do on short form, what to do more on YouTube, what are we going to do with email, how we're going to build your brand bigger than it's ever been before, how am I going to flood you with organic leads, people who are begging you to work with them. That is my goal. So if you haven't subscribed, please do that. It helps my channel, makes me look a little bit better to the world. Make sure you hit the notification bell if you really want to follow along, and then jump on that email, jump in and get my weekly email, which I didn't even send one out already year to date, guys. So again, I'm not going to over abuse anyone's email. I will only send you one email per week if I get it done, and I'm just going to put the absolute best thoughts, ideas, strategies, anything that I could see that would make a difference and improve the quality of your life and your business. I will put it in that email, and my commitment is once a week, but more likely than not, I'll probably fall short, so you won't get too much. You can unsubscribe really easy. You guys have an awesome day. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see what you guys are up to. Let me know. Leave a comment down below if there's anything I can do to help you out with. See ya.